The PGA Championship on CBS is in a couple weeks. It's now in May. Got to talk to Bubba Watson earlier about that and more. Here's our conversation. Bubba Watson, thanks for making time for us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, so some changes to the schedule. FedEx Cup goes from 4 weeks to 3, and the PGA Championship coming up in a few weeks here in May. How do you feel about the changes? How does it affect the flow of the year for you?
Well, I think as a golfer and in your travel plans, it changes it a little bit, but not in a bad way. And I think for the fans in general, I mean, it's amazing having such big tournaments month after month. As we can see, the excitement around Tiger winning the Masters, and now coming up here in a week and a half back to New York, where the fans are always out and supporting us. So I think for the fans, it's an amazing schedule change. But I think as a player, you're going to have to learn it. You're going to have to just kind of learn, because we all get set in our ways, and now we just change it a little bit here and there.
Yeah, just selfishly as one of those fans, excited the PGA Championship on CBS is so close on the heels of the Masters. And you said it, you guys are creatures of routine. How are you personally feeling physically and mentally as you get ready for that tournament?
I'm looking forward to it. And I did my schedule this way so I could have some break. I wanted to play in the team event down in New Orleans and then have a break. And then because I knew how demanding the golf course is. Bethpage is one of the toughest golf courses we're going to play, depending on how they put the rough. The length is always there. So you're going to be you need some energy. You're going to need the mental focus, and you're going to need some energy to attack that golf course.
Yeah, you played Bethpage Black well in the past. How do you think your game in general, and you said it depends how they lay the course out, but how do you think your game tends to line up on that very difficult golf course?
Well, the first advantage I have is being one of the longer hitters, and so when you have a driver where you can hit pretty far, it takes the length out of there. Now hitting the fairways is a totally different topic, but as of right now, as we sit on paper, it would be the length is a big advantage for a lot of guys, and so I'm one of those guys. And so going into it, the length shouldn't be that big a deal, but it's still there because you're gonna have some long irons and the par threes and stuff. But the driver in hand, I have a little bit more advantage on half the field, I guess.
Bubba, one of the stories about you that I find astounding, and I'm an amateur golfer who has had lessons, and I'm not very good at it, even though I love the sport. Is it true you've never had a formal golf lesson in your life?
Yes, I've never had a lesson. I've learned it all myself. Plastic balls around my house, going around one way to practice a cut, going around the other way to practice a draw. I just kind of picked up the game and fell in love with it, and I just kept getting better and better. So my dad never saw that I needed a lesson. And even to this day, even turning pro, never had a lesson. I learned by watching. And so you watch people on TV, or you see people do some things, and then you go try it at your house and try to get better.
So what is, for folks who haven't followed, what is Bubba Golf, your own very unique style of of the game of golf?
Yeah, Bubba Golf, I would have to say, is just having fun and enjoying the game. And for me, I like hitting driver a lot, no matter if it's a full driver or what I call a dink driver. Just having fun with it and enjoying it. You know, we're so blessed to play on the PGA Tour and play golf for a living. So for me, it's just having fun, trying to pick a target and hit at it. Don't worry about your swing. Don't worry about swing thoughts. Just try to enjoy the game, and shoot as low as possible. It doesn't matter if you hit fairways or hitting the trees. Lowest score is what we're trying to get.
Self-taught, obviously, there's no replacement for talent. At what point in your life did you really understand, I'm good enough at this potentially that I might be able to make a living doing this if I keep working hard and things go well?
Yeah, I was watching golf back in the day at 12 years old, and Payne Stewart was my guy watching on TV. He stood out to me because of the way he dressed with knickers and everything. And so watching him, and then one day when I was 12 years old, I shot a real low score, 62 in a tournament. And so I had 10 birdies, 8 pars. And so at that moment, my parents and everything realized that, wait, there might be a future in this. It might get a scholarship going to college, and then maybe one day it could be pro golf. So at that young age, we kind of realized there was something going on, the ability that I was developing the right way. And so again, that's why I didn't have lessons, because my dad said, well, you're developing the right way, so why change it up?
You mentioned Tiger and his win at Augusta. You are familiar with what it must feel like, one of the few men on earth to walk down 18 on Sunday and eventually be able to slip that green jacket on. For folks, obviously, we're watching from a distance. Can you give us a sense of what that moment's like from putting on 18 and having won that tournament to getting in the cabin and having that jacket slipped on your shoulders? For you, twice.
Yeah, for me twice. In 12, I won in a playoff, so I didn't get the easy walk up the fairway. It's one of those where it was still under pressure. We went to an extra hole on 18, and we tied that hole. So then we went to number 10, and I hit it in the trees, and somehow I made about a 6-inch putt to win. And just becoming an adoptive dad 2 weeks before that, it was just overwhelming, and I cried like a little baby then. But I had a 3-shot lead in 14, coming up 18, so it was a little easier. Just the thing, though, when I was walking up 18, I wasn't really celebrating. I wasn't really crying yet. I was so focused on trying to finish the round, and I wanted to make sure I didn't mess up. I'd rather be known for taking my time for winning by 3 shots than losing. So it was still a joyful moment, and I could still walk it up, but I was trying to keep my head down and stay focused on finishing the round.
You and your colleagues are in the 1% of the 1% of the 1% of golf talent on earth, but nerves are nerves. How hard is it? Obviously for you guys, I was about to do a terrible left-handed golf swing. I'm a lefty. How hard is it for you to just stay in that muscle memory when it's particularly in a playoff or a spot like that, what's on the line?
Well, that's what the beauty of the game is. That's the beauty of sports, right? So when you look at all sports, not just golf, it's coming down. You're going to have those moments, rare moments in your life as a sportsman. So I've played in 300 tournaments. I've won 12 times. So that means in those moments, I only pulled it off 12 times. And so when you think about what Tiger's done and what he's been able to do mentally, let alone physically, 81 times he's pulled it off. And so we're all trying to get there. We're all trying to find that magic. And it's not just in the golf swing, but it's also in the mental part. And the mental part is what messes up your golf swing real fast. And so if you don't focus on the right things, you can look really bad real fast. And so, that's the beauty of sports, right? We're always trying to compete at a high level and somehow dive into what we call the zone, where everything's just flowing perfectly, and somehow you have a shot at winning the trophy.
Bubba, speaking of magic, you've done it on the golf course. You also do it routinely on Twitter. So I want to play for you one of the greatest exchanges in the history of Twitter between you and Phil Mickelson.
Hey guys, Bubba Watson here. Tiger Woods inspired us all, so I'm in the gym at my house this morning, and Phil Mickelson, calf workouts. Hey, look at me at the calf workout. That's not how you hit high bombs. It's the arms, man. 3-pound weights I'm up to now. PGA Championship, high bombs. You're welcome.
There's a lot of debate on how to hit bombs. Is it the arms? Is it the calves? Well, technically, you don't need either. Bubba Watson hits bombs, but it's best if you at least have one. And if you're blessed to have both, well, bombs are a given.
So you've been working on those calves? Are you good? Are you good? How things stand?
No, I am good. I am good. If Tiger Woods doesn't have big calves either, so I'd rather copy Tiger. He's got double the win, so I'm going with whatever Tiger's doing. Yeah, don't worry. There's definitely going to be another video coming out soon. So.
All right, good. Bubba strikes back. 2 more quick ones for you, and we'll let you run. A couple fun ones before we sign off. So what feels better, beating Phil Mickelson in a golf tournament or being in the New York Times crossword puzzle? Because my wife does the New York Times crossword. You were the answer to a question. I think it's the first time I've ever been helpful with my wife on a crossword in my life.
Oh, definitely a crossword. That's when you know you made it. One of those things where it's a different category that I've never been involved in. So it's pretty neat. What an honor to be associated with that.
All right, last one for you. You're friends with Justin Bieber, and a bit of a renaissance man, Bubba Watson. The Golf Boys. It's been a while, you guys. It's been a while since the Golf Boys cut a YouTube song. But any singing in your post golf career? Maybe you and Bieber could do a record together.
Oh man, I've tried so hard. He's not buying into it yet. It's one of those things where I've talked to many singers, many musicians trying to get in there. They're not buying in yet. They haven't seen my true talent yet. So I got to find it so I can prove it to them.
I love it. Hey, thank you for the time. Enjoy the talk. Good luck at the PGA Championship on CBS in a couple weeks, and this year, really appreciate you.
Oh, thanks for having me. Thank you very much.